Hi. So in this course, we're going to discuss what to do specifically if you want to get her love back, but you're still living together. How to use the situation of you still sharing the same house or the same apartment, but supposedly separated. There is two great things about it. One, there is no challenge of finding a time to communicate. Second great thing is since there is chances of you being alone together, it is possible to take the situation back to romance, back to sexual contact. It is much harder for people who, let's say, are not only in different apartments and a man needs to invent a way to convince her to meet, but also not to meet in a public place so you can become intimate. You don't have any of those problems. And what if they live even in different towns or different countries? You don't have any of those problems. So in your case, it's easier. But there is also a danger. And the danger is that if you meet somebody every single day, the irritation from small things grows, especially if she now has in her mind, I don't want to live with him, I don't love him anymore, and she keeps repeating that to herself. She starts seeing you in very negative light. And every little thing that wouldn't bother her if she would, if she would just be completely like in love with you or just in normal relationship with you, now bother her more. So the challenging thing is to not allow this building up of irritation to make it even harder for you to get back with her. But the opportunity is to use the fact that you live together, use the fact that you can talk to her way more than most people who don't have the luxury of still being together. And also use many things that people cannot use on a messenger. They cannot use on a messaging app. That is the challenge, and that is the opportunity. So one of the ways to really give her the right feeling around you, is using the fact that you have massive non-verbal advantage by just living with her. What do I mean? Even when you don't communicate, she's in the kitchen doing something, you just walk by her, you can use the way you move, your voice tone, and the whole appearance of yourself to constantly influence how she feels about you. If you are so devastated by your breakup and her potentially leaving that you come in and you're so meek and you're so sad and just, hi, honey. And you're afraid that she will jump at you or something, right? She feels this, oh my God, he's so beautiful. Right? She feels this cringe sensation. This is not something we want. But if what she senses from you is that you're calm, you're very welcoming towards her, you don't have any pressure towards her, you are kind of a hybrid of a very calm, confident man and a pleasant roommate, because, okay, you want to leave? Fine, but I will be as pleasant as I can without going overboard, and confident. She will feel, no, I kind of feel comfortable around him. And she may not even consciously notice that thought. She may not consciously notice that feeling, but it will build up over time. So we are going to definitely talk in this course about specific things to say, specific meetings to hold together. But first, we're going to talk about your massive advantage that while living together, you can use your nonverbal style, you can use the way you speak, the way you just hold yourself, the way you say good morning to influence her. Now, at this moment, you will say, well, if I feel horrible, if I am so afraid to lose her, if I feel so much hurt inside, Do you want me to pretend to be confident? Do you think that I will pretend to be confident so well that she will believe me? And I have to do it all the time? This is crazy. What are you talking about? This is not realistic. Thankfully, you don't have to pretend anything. Here is how it really works. This is something that you haven't probably heard from any other specialist, any other psychologist, because I never read this anywhere. This is something that I just found by just working with people in this situation over and over again. In order to influence her, you have to change your voice tone, the way you move, the way you look at her. But in order to naturally change your voice tone, the way you move, the way you looked at her, you need to change how you feel. If you change how you feel, those things change automatically. So if we change how you feel around her, we're changing how she feels around you. Now, this is a little bit non-intuitive. This is slightly unusual. So I'm going to say it again. I wish I could say something which is more simple, but it's actually true. The best way to influence her is to act very confident around her, but very pleasant. And kind of there is a transformation from you being tense around her and she being tense around you, or you wanting attention, but she's not getting it, but suddenly like you're pleasant, calm, masculine, a little bit seductive, but not pushy. All of those things, that will be, you can just say good morning the way that she melts. You just say good morning and she melts. But it's very hard to play. You don't have to play it. If you feel this way, it will come out of you naturally. So we need to change how you feel around her. Now, when I discovered that the best way to change how you behave around her is to change how you feel about her, I put a task, and the task was, okay, how do we make this work? How do we make sure that whatever happens, you're always in a situation where she feels great and you feel great at the same time? How do we change how you feel? And I tried many techniques, and I found one that really works. And the good thing about this technique is all you need to do is just sit here and listen and just trust what I'm going to say, do some exercises that I'm going to tell you. This process is done best with your eyes closed, not with your eyes open, because I don't want you to look at me. I want you to close your eyes and imagine her. What's the point of you connecting with me at this point? You need to connect with your inner world, because we're changing your inner world. So right now, or the next 5 to 7 minutes, make sure that you're not going to be disturbed by anything, so that you can close your eyes and nobody disturbs you. So if you're listening to this in a coffee shop, probably you need to pause it, come home, do it at home. If you are have some notifications coming in, you have two choices. You either ignore them completely, even if you hear the sound of notification, you ignore them, or turn them off. If somebody can bother you, ask them to leave you alone for 10 minutes. And then, if all of that is required, just pause the video and do those things. And after you've done them, let's follow with the exercise. So I want you to close your eyes right now. Go ahead, close your eyes. And when your eyes are closed, you can notice that your eyelids are more relaxed than usual because they're closed. When they're open, they're more tense. When they're closed, they're more relaxed. Okay, now take that relaxation and allow it to spread all over the body. That's good. That's right. In a pleasant way, take the relaxation from your eyelids and spread it all over your body. And then allow for another wave of relaxation to spread all over your body. That's very good. Now, I want you to go back to the moment where in the very beginning of your relationship with her, there was a few very, very strong moments when you felt her looking at you very passionately with a lot of love, and you felt that it's just normal, that you deserve it, that you deserve the love and attention of this woman. And the good thing about memories like that is that when we come back to memories like that, we feel a little bit of how it felt back then. So I want you to take this feeling and allow it to spread all over your body, to your hands, to your feet, through your arms, through your legs, all over the body. That's right. And now I want you to repeat the words that I'm going to say, but you don't have to say them out loud. You can repeat them inside of your head, inside of your heart. I am calm, relaxed, confident, and strong. Whatever happens, I will get her to love me again. She has no choice. It will just happen, naturally. I am letting go. I am allowing the situation to work in my favor. I am calm, confident, and relaxed. She has no choice but to fall in love back with me again. I am letting go and allowing situation to work in my favor. I am calm, confident, and strong. I am letting go and allowing the situation to work in my favor. And if I do that, she will have no choice but to love me again. And every time I'm going to talk to her, I'm going to talk to her through this feeling, through this sensation. So this feeling, this sensation will come out with my voice, will come out with how I look at her, will come out through my movement automatically. And every night when I sleep, this work that I'm doing right now will keep happening. So my whole brain, my whole nervous system gets reprogrammed for this. And then, when she talks to me, I'm most masculine, I'm the strongest part of me, and she inevitably starts falling in love with me. And now I want you to stay with this feeling, keep it inside of you, and I want this feeling to stay, but the feeling of relaxation to gradually move away. So the feeling of confidence stays with you, but the feeling of relaxation goes away. And when you feel that you are confident, you feel good, but you're alert rather than relaxed, you can come back here and open your eyes. Okay, open your eyes. Congratulations, this was a very good exercise. Do you feel different? Of course you do. So this difference, every time you do this little exercise again, this little part, it will become stronger and stronger and stronger. It's just like riding a bicycle, right? Every single time you do it better. Every time you learn anything, every repetition becomes better and better and better. And this exercise, since this video is yours and you can use it anytime, you can re-listen to it over and over and over again at the point that it really becomes part of you. And then when you talk to her, there will be this different vibe. There's this different feeling. A feeling that you also probably feel from me as we speak. So this different feeling will allow you to get closer and closer and closer with her in a good way. Just by talking to her from this strong masculine feeling. So let's go through 3 things you need to keep in mind in order for that feeling to stay. One thing, you need to let go of situation knowing that eventually everything you're doing by following my course will get her back. If she feels that you kind of clingy, kind of trying to control everything, that you are desperate to keep her, she feels that. If she feels that, he still cares for me, but he's not holding me, he's not trying actively to get her back. So hide your desperation. You don't need that. You don't need that. It's just like when you're selling something, a salesman that really wants to sell you something because they really need that commission, please buy the product, is giving it this reaction. But somebody says, hey, this is a good product. You want it, you can get it. Don't want it, fine, but it's really good. Is much more attractive. Same goes with men. If she sees that every day there's this desperate man who really wants to go back to the things that were before, but she's not ready to be where she was before, so she doesn't really want that, and she's waiting for the time when she can finally move out. That situation is really bad. And every time you meet each other, every time you see each other, you're further and further apart. But if you're in this mode of salesman number 2, who is just, hey, you like it? Awesome. You don't like it? We'll see about that. Right? It's completely different. It becomes a little play. She becomes more relaxed. So this is very important to keep in mind. Let the situation go. If you do everything in our course, you don't need to desperately try to get her attention. That's one thing. Second thing, if you feel hurt, if you feel desperate, if you feel unloved, she will also feel it. And then she will feel either pity or disgust towards you. But instead of pity and disgust, what we want her to feel is some regret that she is leaving. And in order to do that, she should see you in your best masculine self. And if you inside understand, whatever happens, she's mine, then this confidence comes out of you. You become a little bit of a James Bond. I'm talking about the original James Bond, not the guy that they are filming now. I'm talking about the one from the 60s, right? This kind of confident masculine thing that is really attractive to women, even if they don't admit that it's true. Like, oh God, I'm such a, no, I like men sensitive and, fragile. That's not true, right? They like confident masculinity. Most of them, like 99% of women want the man to be confident and masculine. So this is another thing that she needs to feel from you. And third thing, just be pleasant. Just say, hi, how are you? Without being pushy. The way you would talk, let's say that you would be staying with a person that you don't know personally, but you realize, okay, you're going to stay with them, so you're on friendly terms and you're just being polite. That kind of politeness will be a change for her because she kind of feels, oh, I think he can manage without me, and she kind of starts feeling that she's losing you, right? So this is another trick which is very important that really helps. If you do all those things, every time you interact, she will feel more and more regret that she is about to leave, and she can actually change her mind. Another trick is called psychological judo, is when many women like to stay in this weird situation where they keep threatening to move out, keep threatening to divorce, saying, I'm going to divorce you, but instead they're actually staying. And the best response is not, no, please don't go away. And then she likes the attention and she kind of stays that. It's like when she gathers her things and goes to her mom, hoping that she will ask her to come back. So the best way, and there are two ways to react, both of them are bad. One way is just say, no, please come back, and she feels that she won the manipulation, doesn't bring the relationship back, it stays in this cycle. Second option is very different. Second option is when you say, okay, well, if you want to go, go. Okay, and I will go. And it becomes a conflict. Also very bad. But there is a third option that most people don't know about, which is, well, I don't want you to go, but I understand you. Well, let me help you. You need to pack your things, I will help you pack your things. Then the seriousness of situation kind of hits her. She says, oh, no, I'll do it later. Because she realizes that you're not fighting her, so she doesn't get the pleasure from the fight. You're not being humble before her, so she doesn't feel the power. She actually has to deal with the situation. And even if she moves out for a while, she will realize that it's not comfortable to be without you. So this is one of the tricks. If she keeps threatening to move out, she keeps threatening to divorce but not doing it, try this. Try this approach, and it will help you as well. So another thing is having friendly conversations. And using the friendly conversations to get closer to actually being intimate together. Something happened in our internet that everybody is now afraid to be in the friend zone, to be just the friend, because, oh, it's so scary. But actually, being just a friend is something that relaxes her, and then she loses kind of awareness, and you can turn it back into romance, and she doesn't even know what hit her. So that's actually a very good thing, to use the fact that you're just friends. So you can say, look, I know that you want to leave. I am fine with that. If you say we're separated, I still love you, but I respect your decision. But since we live together, I don't think we should be enemies. Let's just, stay friends. Let's talk more often. How's your day? I just want to know. I want to support you. And in many cases, if you do everything else that I told you, and you've been doing it for 5-6 days, you will notice that she will say, yes, sure. And using those conversations, you can do other things that I told you about in the course, right? And in other courses, and maybe you're interacting with me personally as well, right? So you will know what to do. And then when she got used to those conversations, you become that friend, then you can become more intimate, and you can gradually get into that. So this is very, very important. And the luck is that everything that I told you in the main course, that you need to message her and talk to her, you can talk to her directly, looking her in the eyes. This is such a great opportunity that you have. So let's wrap up our approach. 1, you really need to change the state of how you feel around her, and then she will change how she feels. You have this special exercise inside of this course that you can re-listen to many times until it really changes how your state around her, and you will notice how she starts changing. Second, your goal is to stop all conflict. If she starts a conflict, just find any way to not engage and just leave. But if there's a friendly conversation, be there for the friendly conversation. That's actually how you deal with animals as well. I'm not saying that women are animals. I'm saying that we are, as humans, are in that regard very similar to animals. That if you give an animal something, a treat, they want to come to you again. If you pet the animal, you feed the animal, it comes again. If you beat the animal, it runs away. That's why there should be positive things associated with you, not negative. If she's in a bad mood, disappear. If she's in a good mood, be there. And suddenly, she will associate being in good mood with you. Once you already established more friendship, more rapport, talk about having friendly conversations and start having them. For a week or so, just be a good friend for her. Then gradually add a touch as you talk to her. Do a massage to her, and then do certain things that we do in other course about sexuality. I give you some tips how to take it from friendly situation to a situation which is very strong, as you do make her massage, you smell her hair, then you get her close and you put her in very specific embrace, and things start happening. And third thing If all her living with you is kind of a manipulation that, oh, I'm going to leave you, and she waits for one of two reactions, you either will start fighting her or you will submit. Instead of both of those things, say, I don't want you to leave, but I understand, let me help you. And suddenly she realized, okay, this manipulation doesn't work. Everything else, the things you do in main course will work for you, but just they will work for you better because you, instead of texting her or calling her, you can say those things. You don't need to invent situations. So she wants to meet you, you can meet her all the time. Thank you so much. It's been a pleasure talking to you, and I hope to see you on other courses. Good luck with getting her back, and just thank God that you live together. It will be so much easier for you. You will see.